Okay. So we'll see the flow of Ishopanishad afterwards. But right now we are just going through the purports. Okay. Yastu sarvani bhutani. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmanya evanupashyati sarvabhuteshu chatmanam tato na jugupsate. Yaha he who, two but, sarvani, all, bhutani, living entities, atmani, in relation to the Supreme Lord, eva, only, anupashyati, observes in a systematic way, sarva bhuteshu, in every living being, cha, and atmanam, the super soul, tataha, thereafter, na, not, vijugupsate, hates anyone. Translation: he who systematically sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord, who sees all living entities as his part and parcels, and who sees the Supreme Lord within everything, never hates anything nor or any being. Janish, want to say something? So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam chamai pashyati. Right, that verse is there, that everyone who sees me in everything and who sees me in everything and sees everything in me, I am never lost. Tasyaham na pranashyami.
Swachame na pranashyati.
And this is, let me see which verse is that. Yeah. So, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mai pashyati, tasyaham na pranashyami, sachame na pranashyati. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. So how can we see Krishna everywhere? We cannot. The Krishna is giving some guidance how we can see him everywhere. The sunlight, prabhashmi sasi shuryayo, rasoham apsukanteya. I am the fragrance of earth. Like that. So whenever we drink water, Prabhupada says, you can remember Krishna. This taste of water is Krishna. This sunlight, this moonlight. I am the fire of digestion. So many different ways. Actually, everything should remind of Krishna because everything is Krishna's energy. And in the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, Chatushloki Bhagavatam, it says that if you see anything separate from Krishna, then you are in Maya. Riteya Pratiyeta.
Na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmano mayam yatha bhasho yathatama.
Yatha Bhaso Yathatama. That is Srimad Bhagavatam 2934. This is Chatushloki Bhagavatam, the 4 verses which were spoken to Brahma. Like we have Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita is 10.8. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. It starts with there. And then it goes to Machita Madgata Prana, Tesham Satada Yuktanam, and Tesham Evanukampartham. These are the 4 verses, right? So similarly, we have Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita 10.8, 10.9, 10.10, 10.11. Similarly, we have Chatushloki Bhagavatam. And I believe it starts at 2.9, 2.9.33 and 34. Aham evasam evagre. And then this verse comes. Rite artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmano mayam yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness. So Prabhupada gave the example that mother sees the socks of the child or the toys of the child, and she remembers the child. The child may not be there present in the room, but because of her attachment to the child, whenever she sees any of the child's paraphernalia, it reminds her of the child. Prabhupada also gave the example. If you see my glasses, then you say, oh, it's Prabhupada's glasses, spectacles, right? In India, we say spectacles. So these are Prabhupada's glasses. So everything is connected with Krishna. Everything is Krishna's energy, which Krishna also says, Bhumi apo nalo vayu kham mano buddhi revacha ahankara iti me bhinna prakriti ashtata. He says that everything is my energy, all the earth, water, fire, ether, and everything is made up of this energy. So if you have love for Krishna, then you see everything is connected to Krishna. And all the jivas, Mamevamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Krishna is saying 15.7. Yes, they are also my part and parcels. So everything, jiva and matter, both are connected to Krishna. So seeing the energy should remind you of the energetic, if you can see the connection. So here it is saying like that. Everybody is part and parcel of the Lord. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Sunichaiva Swapagecha Pandita Samadarshina. Every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So it is said, one who is in knowledge, he sees Brahmana Gavi Hastini. Gavi means cow, Hasti means elephant. Shunichaiva Swapakecha, dog eater, dog and dog eater. They all are spirit souls, part and parcel of Krishna. So this is the true equality. But they may be, we don't behave with them same, right? You don't go and embrace a tiger. But yeah, the tiger is a spirit soul, part and parcel. By karma, it has got this body. So we are all driving different cars. Somebody is driving very expensive car because they've got a lot of money. But the driver and car are different. So somebody has got a very beautiful body and very nice situation because they have nice karma. But that's not, the karma is temporary, right? So, but the person is the soul. So don't identify the driver and the car as the same, right? There is the driver and the driver is the soul and the car is the body. So the bodies may be different, but ultimately the soul is the same, part and parcel of Krishna. So we are supposed to look at everyone with a spiritual vision, not with a material vision. Means we say, oh, this person is very beautiful, this person is not beautiful, like that. There's material vision. But yeah, we can say like that, this person, but that beauty is also coming from Krishna. And this person has his karma or her karma, because of which they look very beautiful, which is not going to be always be beautiful, right? Because as time goes on, any beautiful person, all the beautiful heroes and heroines, as time goes on, when they become old, they don't look so beautiful. So like that, it fades away with time. So everything is temporary. Like in the 5 things in the Bhagavad Gita, Kal, Karma, Prakriti, Jiva and Ishvara. Karma is temporary, everything else is permanent. So he who systematically sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. So he sees also, a devotee also sees any situation in his life as the mercy of the Lord. Oh, this is the mercy of the Lord to teach me a lesson. Or Krishna is favoring me. If he's giving me, Prabhupada says this is the psychology of a devotee. If good things happen, means if we are in a nice, comfortable situation, oh, it is the Lord's mercy. If bad thing happens, then he thinks, oh, I have deserved much worse, but because Krishna is so kind, he reduced my suffering. Or you can see the suffering as it's my own karma, Krishna has reduced, and Krishna has given me this suffering to teach me a lesson. So that, like we say in Damodar Leela, if you don't give attention to Krishna, then Krishna creates tension in your life. Because Yashoda did not give attention to Krishna, she left him. She was feeding him and she left him, and then she went to attend the milk. And Krishna created tension by breaking the pots. So, when we turn away from Krishna, Krishna bhuliya jiva bhoga vancha kore, pashate maya tare japotiya dhare. When we forget Krishna, then Maya grabs us and gives us all beating, nice beating, which Maya also acts under the Krishna's direction. So that's beating is to ultimately push us towards Krishna. So the devotee sees that, yeah, this misery has come because, I am not giving attention to Krishna. So Krishna has created this situation so that I can again turn to him like that. It's difficult to see like that when things happen, but advanced devotees see like that. That is why they say, Tatayenu kampam susamikshamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam ridvag vapurvir vidanan namaste jive to yamukte pade sadaya bhak. Lord Brahma says in the in his prayers that this is, if one has this kind of consciousness, what that he's expecting, he never blames the Lord. He's always thinking the Lord is so merciful. Tatenu kampam, and he's expecting the Lord's mercy. Anukampa means the mercy. Tatenu kampam, susamikshamano, very eagerly waiting for the Lord's mercy. At the same time, suffering, whatever things are coming. Bhunjana evatma kritam atma kritam means it's my own doing. I have cooked my meal, now I have to eat it. Atma kritam vipakam. Pak means cooking. So Bhunjana means suffering or enjoying. But at the same time, remaining humble and Hridvag Vapurbir Vidadhan Namaste, and offering respects to the Lord with one's heart, one's words, Hridvag Vapu, one's body. Then Jivet, one who lives in this way, Jiveto Mukti Pade Sadaya Bhak, he is going to inherit. Daya Bhak means he's going to inherit the kingdom of God. He just has to stay alive. Like we say, if you just stay alive, then when your father dies, then you will inherit the property of the father. You just have to remain favorable to your father, of course, and then father will give you the property. Similarly, if you just stay alive in Krishna consciousness and just be render service to the Lord, then we will go back home, back to God. Despite all the turbulence that happens in our life, if we just remain fixed on the path of devotion, then such a person will inherit the kingdom of God. Okay, so that is what is saying here. So who sees all living entities as his part and parcels, and who sees the Supreme Lord within everything, never hates anything nor or any being. So we say hate the sin, not the sinner, right? Hate the sin, not the sinner. Okay, so Prabhupada was so compassionate, right, to everyone, even the animals and the trees, and so like that. That is unlimited compassion. Like the Supreme Lord has unlimited compassion for the jivas. So that doesn't mean we take advantage, right? Like it is said, don't commit sinful activities on strength of chanting the holy name. Don't commit sinful activity because the holy name is so merciful. Don't abuse. But of course, by our weakness, and we are doing all these things, we may not be completely pure. But don't think that, yeah, we should not abuse the compassion of the Lord. Um, so we try to improve. And of course, only with Krishna's mercy and our determination, we can improve. So he sees the Supreme Lord within everything, never hates anything nor any being. Okay. And this is evident in the life of Haridas Thakur, who was so kind to the prostitute, right, who came to defame him. And still, Prabhupada was so, Haridas Thakur was so compassionate to that prostitute. He said, I knew everything, why you came. But just to give you this Krishna consciousness and make you a devotee, I stayed here for 3 days. And at the end of 3 days, this prostitute became a great devotee. So this is compassion of Haridas Thakur. See how compassionate. Somebody who was going to cause him harm, who came with the intention of causing him harm. Krishna also. Aho bakiyam stanakala kutam jigam sapayadapi asadhavi Lebe gatim dhatri uchitam tato anyam tam va dayalu sharanam vrajema. Uddhav is saying that who else can I take shelter? Even Putana came to kill, but she got the position of a dhatri, nurse in the spiritual world. So how compassionate, how kind-hearted our Lord is. Lord Chaitanya also, right? How Nityananda Prabhu. Oh, so much compassion, Nityananda Prabhu. Even Jagai and Madhai, they were delivered. So this is our parampara, right? So much compassion. Prabhupada said one time, I cannot reject anyone. The mercy of Lord Nityananda is unlimited. But that doesn't mean because it's unlimited, we don't try to improve and we take advantage. That we should not do. But we are able to continue in devotional service despite all our shortcomings and fall downs and so many things. It's because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada on us, mercy of the Vaishnavas. That's why somehow we are able to continue despite all our shortcomings and everything, all the aparads and everything. Somehow or other, but that doesn't mean it's a license for doing sin or aparad like that. And sometimes Krishna may take it away just to show to us that, because we may not value it, so he may take it away sometimes. So then we'll start valuing it. Oh, I had the association of devotees. I didn't take it seriously. One Mataji was telling before she passed away that when I was living close to the temple, I had the opportunity to go to the temple and visit the temple, take association, but I was not very serious. Then Krishna put me far away, some other place where there was no temple, no devotees. Then I realized, oh, so we should take advantage of all the things that we have been given by the grace of the Lord. So, okay. So neither hates anything or any being. Even those who are doing harm, they wish well. Prahlad Maharaj, again, is an example. As Haridas Thakur, Haridas Thakur is a combination of three personalities. Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Brahma, and there is one Brahmana. His name is
Ruchik Muni.
Richik Muni's son, Brahma Maharishi Mahatapa, something like that, Mahatapa. So Haridas Thakur has so much compassion, like Prahlad Maharaj. Vasudev Dutt also is an incarnation of Prahlad Maharaj. And he's also so much compassion for all the fallen souls. So, yeah, that Haridas Thakur is a combination, that other Richik Muni had a son, and he would always tell his son that you should wash the tulsi before you offer it to the Lord. You should wash the tulsi leaf before you offer it to the Lord. You should wash the tulsi. So Richik Muni, I think he was telling his son. But his son was not very careful. He was negligent. And so his father got very angry one day and said, oh, don't, you're not following. You don't get it, what I'm saying. May you become the son of a may you take birth in a Shudra family, something like that. So he became Haridas Thakur. And Brahma, of course, he prayed. Oh, let me come next time after Brahma Vimohan Leela. He said, he prayed to Krishna that I became a little puffed up because of my position. Now, next time when I come around, I should be born in a low family. So he came as Haridas Thakur. And then Prahlad Maharaj, of course, so much compassion. He doesn't want to be liberated. Prayena deva munayoso vimukti kama maunam charanti vijanena parartha nishtaha Naitan vihaya kripanan vimumuksha eko nanyam tvadasya sharanam brahmato anupashye. This is Bhagavatam verse. In seventh canto, in his prayers to Nrsingadev, he's praying this, that, oh, I like the munis who go to the Himalayas and stay alone for their own salvation. I don't want to go there. I want to be in places where people are there because I want to deliver them. Because I know without coming to your lotus feet, they are not going to find any happiness. So I want to be amongst this. And Dravida Prabhu was telling this verse and the other verse before this. These are the two verses that imbibe the mood of Prabhupada, that encapsulate the mood of our movement, Srila Prabhupada. How he was very happy in Vrindavan, but he left Vrindavan and came to the West in an unknown situation to give Krishna consciousness to everybody. So this is the mood. So how we can give Krishna consciousness to others? Of course, we have to first also become Krishna conscious. And then we have to give also to others. Janma sarthak kari karo paropkar. Bharat bhumite manushya janma hoilo jar. Janma sarthak kari karo paropkar. So always you are thinking how to spread Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada was always thinking like how to spread, where to start another temple, where. So he was sending his devotees everywhere, disciples. This is a description of the Mahabhagavat, the great personality, who sees everything in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Lord's presence is realized in 3 stages. The Kanishta Adhikari is in the lowest stage of realization. He goes to a place of worship, such as a temple, church, or mosque, according to his religious faith, and worships there according to scriptural injunctions. So Kanishta Adhikari means he's only interested in temple worship. He doesn't want to bring people outside to Krishna's lotus feet. He does not recognize the other devotees also. Archayam eva hare shraddhayan, what is that? Pujaya shraddhayan vitaha nachat bhakteshu chanyeshu sabhakta prakrita smitaha. So he thinks I am the deity, that's it. And he does not recognize, give respect to the devotees. He doesn't want to spread Krishna consciousness. That's Kanishta. The Kanishta Adhikari is in the lowest stage of realization. He goes to a place of worship such as temple, church, or mosque according to his religious faith and worships there according to scriptural injunctions. Devotees in this stage consider the Lord to be present at the place of worship and nowhere else. They cannot see that the Lord is in everybody's heart also. They just see, okay, he's in the temple, in the deity. Of course, he's there, but he's also present in the heart of every living entity. They cannot ascertain who is in what position in devotional service. So they cannot say who is advanced, who is not advanced. They cannot figure that. Nor can they tell who has realized the Supreme Lord. Such devotees follow the routine formulas and sometimes quarrel among themselves. Because they are on the Kanishta platform, they quarrel. That means if there is quarrel amongst devotees, then everybody is a Kanishta. Such devotees follow the routine formulas and sometimes quarrel among themselves, considering one type of devotion better than another. So everybody feels that their service is very special. So Prabhupada writes a nice thing in every Vaishnava should appreciate the service of other Vaishnavas and not be proud of his own service. This is the Vaikuntha way of thinking, Prabhupada says. In the 7th canto, let's read this, it's nice. Yeah. Everyone should be friendly for the service of the Lord. Everyone should praise another's service to the Lord and not be proud of his own service. This is the way of Vaishnava thinking, Vaikuntha thinking. There may be rivalries and apparent competition between servants in performing service. But in Vaikuntha planets, the service of another servant is appreciated, not condemned. This is Vaikuntha competition. There is no question of enmity between servants. Everyone should be allowed to render service to the Lord to the best of his ability, and everyone should appreciate the service of others. Such are the activities of Vaikuntha. Since everyone is a servant, everyone is on the same platform and is allowed to serve the Lord according to his ability. So the tendency is to think that whatever I am doing is better than others. So one should not be in that kind of mentality. If I'm doing particular service, then this service is more like, valuable than other services. So we should not think like that. At the same time, there are devotees who have dedicated fully or fully committed. And there are devotees, as here it says, Kanishta Adhikari cannot recognize who is in what platform. But yeah, so we have to recognize also there are devotees who are fully surrendered, fully committed, and there are others who are starting. But when you meet somebody more qualified than you, you should serve them instead of becoming envious. When you meet somebody who's on an equal level, then you should make friendship with them. And when somebody is junior to you, then you should show compassion. Instead of condemning them, then you should show compassion. And when there is somebody who's on an equal, then instead of bragging about your own achievements, you should make friendship and praise other service. And for the advanced devotees, sure, serve them. This is the instruction of Narad Muni to Dhruva Maharaj. In this way, you will become happy. Of course, we are told to be always wearing this verse around our neck. Trinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishnuna, amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So giving respect to all others. So, okay. So we should feel that, yeah, this devotee is advanced and I'm below. So I should render service. They cannot ascertain who is in what position in devotional service, nor can they tell who has realized the Supreme Lord. Kanishta. Such devotees follow the routine formulas, and sometimes they are very attached to the rules and regulations, routines, which is required. Of course, one has to be, but routine formulas, but they do it without realization. Sometimes quarrel among themselves, considering one type of devotion better than another. These Kanishta Adhikaris are actually materialistic devotees who are simply trying to transcend the material boundary to reach the spiritual plane. So we are Kanishta, I'm Kanishta, so I'm trying to transcend the material boundary to come to the spiritual consciousness, right? We are still in the bodily conception of life or mental conception of life. We want to come to the spiritual plane. So those who have attained the second stage of realization are called Madhyam Adhikaris. These devotees observe the distinction between four categories of beings. Ishware tadadhineshu, balisheshu dvishastucha, prema maitri kripopeksha, ya karoti sa madhyama. So this is the verse. Prema maitri kripa and upeksha. Prem means for the Lord. Maitri is for the devotees, friendship. Kripa is for the innocent. And upeksha is you avoid the inimical. So that is what. These devotees observe the distinction between four categories of beings: the Supreme Lord, the devotees of the Lord, the innocent who have no knowledge of the Lord, the atheists who have no faith in the Lord and hate those in devotional service. So they make distinction between the Lord, the devotees, the innocent, and the atheists. The Madhyamadhikari behaves differently towards the four classes of person. He adores, I think we read all this in Nectar of Instruction. He adores the Lord, considering the object of love. He makes friends with those who are in devotional service. Like Parikshit Maharaj says, if I have to be born again, then what I want three benedictions. I should have
Devotion to Krishna and friendship with the devotees, compassion for living entities.
I pray, this is 1916. From Bhagavatam. Nahi asya kar hichid rajan puman veda vidit sitam yad vijiknasaya yukta muhyanti kavyopihi. Not this. This is not the verse. 1:19:16, I think that's the verse. Punascha bhuyad bhagavatyanante rati prasangascha tad ashrayeshu Mahatsuyam yam upayami srishtim maitri astu sarvatra namo dvijebhya. Again, offering obeisances to all Brahmanas, I pray that if I should take again birth in the material world, I will have complete attachment to the unlimited Lord Krishna, association with his devotees, and friendly relations with all living beings. And what are the three things? Narad Muni says, three things will satisfy the Lord. Dayaya sarvabhuteshu. Santushta yena kenava.
Atmendra prashante cha tushyate ashu janardana.
Three things if you want to satisfy Lord. Dayaya sarvabhuteshu santushtayena kenava sarvendriyo pashantyacha tushyatyasu janardana. By showing mercy to all living entities. Dayaya means showing mercy means being very kind to all, because they're like me, being kind. I want to be treated with kindness. But of course, that kindness may come in the form of, like Vidura was kind to Dhritarashtra, but it came in the form of very heavy instructions and chastisement. So by showing mercy to all living entities, being satisfied somehow or other, santushta yena kenava, and restricting the senses from sense enjoyment. That's the difficult part. Sarvendriyo pashantyacha. Upashantya means by controlling. Upashantya, by controlling the sarva indriya. Controlling the mind means basically, and the senses. Tushyatya sujanardana. One can very quickly satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Janardhan. So not easy to control the senses. So we have to keep the senses. The mind should be very made strong by spiritual instructions coming from Bhagavad Gita, like that, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, very strong. And when the mind, and then understanding our real situation in this world, and then bhakti, engaging in bhakti, devotional activities. So both are required. One is intellectual conviction, and at the same time engaging in devotional service. Intellectually getting convinced is also bhakti. Krishna says, one who studies this conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence. So if you just study Bhagavad Gita, then you are worshipping Krishna by your intelligence. And when intelligence is the next door neighbor of the soul, if intelligence is convinced, then you're done. Everything is. So ultimately, you have to become Dridhavrata. When you become Dridhavrata, when your intelligence is fully convinced. Like Haridas Thakur, right? Again, the example. The prostitute came in the dead of night and she had 100% track record. She was so attractive and she is called Laksha Hira. She was as effulgent as lakhs of diamonds. She was very attractive. But Haridas Thakur was able to control his mind and senses because he was experiencing a higher taste in chanting the holy name. So he could not be swayed, even the prostitute was speaking. So we are also like, our mind is like that. We have turned away from our chastity to the Supreme Lord, and we have come in this material world. So again, we have to fix the mind. We need the blessings of Haridas Thakur and the holy name, like that. So then we can become chaste again to the Supreme Lord. The Madhyamadhikari behaves differently. Mind is sometimes described like a prostitute, right? And the Madhyamadhikari behaves differently towards these four classes of person. He adores the Lord, considering the object of love. He makes friends with those who are in devotional service. He tries to awaken the dormant love of God in the hearts of the innocent. And he avoids the atheist, who deride the very name of the Lord. That's why we said, don't preach. The ninth offense is to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name, because he will not listen and he'll commit more offenses. Above the Madhyamadhikari is the Uttamadhikari, who sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. Such a devotee does not discriminate between an atheist and a theist, but sees everyone as part and parcel of God. Of course, we are supposed to see even the atheist as part and parcel of God. But here, let's see, he knows that there is no essential difference between a vastly learned Brahmana and a dog in the street, because both of them are part and parcel of the Lord, although they are engaged in different bodies on account of the different qualities of their activities in their previous lives. By karma, they've gotten this. He sees that Brahmana, particle of the Supreme Lord, has not misused his little independence given to him by the Lord, and that the dog particle, this soul has misused his independence. This soul has not misused his independence, but everybody's soul. And the dog particle has misused his independence and is therefore being punished by the laws of nature by being encaged in the form of a dog. Of course, anybody who is in the material world has misused his free will. Even the Brahmana, but now is getting better. So he has a chance to get better because he's in a human body. And this dog is misused. So he's got a dog body. But eventually that dog will also become a human being at some point. Not considering the respective actions of the Brahmana and the dog, the Uttamadhikari tries to do good to both. So from his side, he has only love for both the Brahmana and the dog. Such a learned devotee is not misled by material bodies, but is attracted by the spiritual spark within them. So he's not misled by the external covering, but he sees that, oh, everybody is spirit, soul. The real person is the soul, part and parcel of Krishna. Those who imitate an Uttamadhikari by flaunting a sense of oneness or fellowship, but who behave on the bodily platform, are actually false philanthropists. Yeah, so they are on the bodily platform. So they kill animals, they have love for human beings, or they don't know exactly who the person is. So the conception of universal brotherhood must be learned from an Uttamadhikari and not from a foolish person who does not properly understand the individual soul or the Supreme Lord's super soul expansion who dwells everywhere. So with the Atma, there is Paramatma. So there is a picture in Bhagavad Gita, right? When we distribute Bhagavad Gita, we show that picture and we say, see how a saintly person looks. He looks at everybody as spirit soul with God in their, along with them in their body. So it is clearly mentioned in this sixth mantra that one should observe or systematically see. This means that one must follow the previous acharyas, the perfected teachers. Anupashyati is the exact Sanskrit word used in this connection. Anu means to follow, and pashyati means to see. So that is coming up. Prabhupada is saying yes. Anu means to follow. There's another meaning of anu, right? Constantly also it's used sometimes. Anu means to follow, and pashyati means to observe. The word anupashyati means that one should not see things as he does with the naked eye, but should follow the previous acharya. So we are meant to be Shastra Chakshu. Shastra Chakshu. Not see with our conditioned vision. We see with our conditioned vision everything in this world, but we are meant to see through the eyes of Shastra, which is our acharyas. Yeah. Due to material defects, the naked eye cannot see anything properly. One cannot see properly unless one has heard from a superior source. So first, to see properly, you have to hear first. Yeah. Without hearing, you cannot see. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, you all went around and saw all the deities. How was the eye exercise? So he said like that. It's nice eye exercise. Because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was speaking. And first you have to hear from the self-realized souls. Then you can see properly. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said, the only sense that can perceive the transcendence is the ears. Only through ears you can perceive transcendence. So ear is very important to hear, to get the right understanding. If we don't hear, then we'll not be able to see properly. Yeah, there is amazing insights from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He said, we have all the quotes from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He says here. The word pranipat, this is from a lecture given by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Cuttack on July 9th, 1927. The word pranipad indicates that we should not be attentive while hearing the Guru's words. In other words, we should hear with full attention. That transcendental object that my senses could not comprehend is accessible only through the ears. That transcendental object that my senses could not comprehend is accessible only through ears. Whatever I have heard while sitting at the lotus feet of my spiritual master is the only access I have to reality. There is no other way to know reality except through pranipat, attentive hearing. So Prabhupada says you can realize Krishna in the pages of the Bhagavatam. You can see Krishna in the pages of Bhagavatam if you hear the Bhagavatam or read with rapt attention. So rapt attention is only possible when you are pure in your mind. And you can only be pure in your mind when you are pure in your eating, mating, sleeping, defending, like that, thinking, like that, something. So, but somehow or other, Prabhupada says, if one hears with rapt attention, then we can. And whatever we hear, we should believe also that it is true. Sarvam etad ritad manye, yan mam vadasi keshava. In the Bhagavad Gita 10.7, Krishna, Arjuna is telling 10.14, not 10.7, 10.14. Sarvametam ritam manye, yan mam vadasi keshava, nahite bhagwan vyaktim vidur devanadana. Oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you. So sometimes we think whether this is truth or not. Yeah, we have doubts whether this is truth or not. What is being we are hearing. Then we should say that I'm like a frog in the well. What do I know? I don't know anything. Shastra is telling I am not this body. I am the soul. I am transmigrating from one body to another. So these basic truths we should be at least have faith in. Krishna is God. I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am servant of Krishna. So these are the basic truths. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur has Dasa Mula Tattva, right? The 10 truths about spiritual life. The 10 roots of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. What are they? Let's go through them. The Vedas constitute the principal scriptural evidence for asserting the truth, and in their essence, they expound the following 9 principles. The Vedas are Hari is the supreme absolute truth. He possesses all energies, material and spiritual. He is the ocean of rasa, the flavors of transcendental. The living entities are his separated parts. These living entities, due to being minute, can become conditioned by the material energy. In their liberated state, the living entities are free of the influence of material nature. Everything is inconceivably one with and different from the Supreme Lord Hari. Pure devotional service is the highest duty for all living beings, and pure love of Krishna is the ultimate goal of life. So these are called the Samula Tattva. These are basic. Okay, one cannot see properly unless one has heard from a superior source, and the highest source is the Vedic wisdom, which is spoken by the Lord himself. Vedic truths are coming in disciplic succession from the Lord to Brahma, from Brahma to Narad, from Narad to Vyasa, from Vyas to many of his disciples. Formerly, there was no need to record the messages of the Vedas because people in earlier ages were more intelligent and had sharper memories. So they were called Shrutidhar. They could follow the instructions simply by hearing once from the mouth of the bona fide spiritual master. At present, there are many commentaries on the revealed scriptures, but most of them are not in the line of disciplic succession, coming from Srila Vyasadeva, who originally compiled the Vedic wisdom. So many commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, but they are not in a parampara. The final, most perfect and sublime work by Srila Vyasadeva is Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. There is also the Bhagavad Gita, which was spoken by Lord himself and recorded by Vyasadeva. These are the most important revealed scriptures, and any commentary that contradicts the principles of Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam is unauthorized. There is complete agreement among the Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam, and no one should try to reach any conclusion about the Vedas without receiving instructions from the members of Vyasadev's disciplic succession, who believe in the personality of Godhead and his diverse energies, as they are explained in Sri Ishopanishad. So all the scriptures agree on one thing, that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and nobody should come to any other conclusion Like that Prabhupada is saying. According to Bhagavad Gita, only one who is already on the liberated platform, Brahmabhuta, can become an Uttam Adhikari, devotee, and see every living being as his own brother. This vision cannot be had by any politicians who are always after some material gain. So you can see everybody as spirit soul, as our sibling, only when you are, Prabhupada says, only when you are on the liberated platform. This vision cannot be had by any politicians who are always after some material gain. One who imitates, so as long as heart is not pure, not free from anarthas, you cannot have this vision. That's what Prabhupada is saying. Means actually, with theoretically we know, but to actually be on that platform, to see everybody as spirit, soul, and like that. One who imitates the symptoms of an Uttam Adhikari may serve another's outward body, but for the purpose of fame or material reward, but he does not serve the spirit soul. So many philanthropists, they serve the outward body, Prabhupada is saying, who is imitating an Uttam Adhikari, who sees that everybody is like, but they only serve the body, not the soul. Such an imitator can have no information of the spiritual world. The Uttam Adhikari sees the spirit soul within the material body and serves him as spirit. Thus, the material aspect is automatically served. So, if you serve the spirit, Prabhupada is saying material aspect is automatically served. Means if one becomes a devotee, if you make them connected to Krishna, then Krishna will take care. Right? So that in that way, Krishna will provide whatever they need. Ananyashintayantu mam ye jana paryupasate. Tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshimam vahamiham. So if one becomes a devotee of Krishna, then Krishna promises that I will provide whatever you lack and I will preserve what you have. That preservation also is given by Krishna only. Whatever we have is also given by Krishna. But yeah, he says like that. So Krishna will take care. And of course, it doesn't mean like somebody needs something like, then we don't help. But yeah, ultimately also connect them to Krishna. That's why with prasadam there should be kirtan and there should be philosophy. The message of Bhagavad Gita also. All three should be there. Not only just distributing, as Prabhupada would say like that. I mean, Jayadvaita Maharaj has a seminar on that all the three should be there. Kirtan, prasadam, and lecture to make them understand. Of course, we say prasadam, if somebody doesn't understand, then we give them prasadam. Then they will become purified, yeah. But in preaching, we should try all these three things. Because there has to be philosophical understanding also. There are many people who are doing kirtan, but they don't have the right philosophical understanding. So that is why books are there. And then kirtan also should be there to have the right philosophical understanding. And book distribution should also be done, and also prasadam. That makes it complete. So like that. Okay, it's almost 9 o'clock. We'll see if you have anything to say. Any other comments? Okay, no comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I had one question, Prabhuji, regarding the previous verse. In the 5th verse, we have studied something related to deity worship. So here, Prabhupada says that here, whatever we are having, deities, let it be in New Vrindavan or some other temples. So those replicas are there in the spiritual world also, Prabhuji. Yeah, deities, Prabhuji. In that context, we have read one statement. I could not. Yeah. In the deity worship, in page number 40, this form is eternally
Which
exists.
verse? Which verse?
Mantra 5, Prabhuji. Previous verse, mantra 5.
Mantra 5. I'm looking at it.
In page number 40.
Yeah, this form is eternally existent
Exist.
without.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Regarding that point, see, let us
Yeah, there
have
was whether this form is there in this. This form is eternally existent with all paraphernalia. So, what is the question?
Yeah, my question is like in different places of like New Vrindavan or in original Vrindavan in India or in Dallas temple, like we have different deities with different names like Vrindavan Chandra or Kala Chanda ji and Kishori. Like we have different deities.
Yeah. So, we have different deities. So, what is the question? Did we lose you? Or did I get this? Yeah, so we have different deities, right? Radha Vrindavan Chandra. We have Radha Natbar here in, Radha Shyam Sundar in Vrindavan. So, what is the question?
So my question is, those deities, exact replica of those forms also exist in the spiritual world, Prabhuji. Like Natabara is also there in the spiritual world, or Radha Kalachandadi is also there in the spiritual world.
Yeah, I mean, Krishna has many names in relation to his pastimes, right? Natvar means he's dancing, he's the best of dancers. So he dances in the Ras Leela with Radharani. He also dances on the hood of Kalia. So in Fiji, you have Kalia Krishna. So depending on the Radha Shyam Sundar, right? So there is Radharani and Shyam Sundar. He is very beautiful. So it's related to all the pastimes of Krishna in the spiritual world. The names. Right? Radha Vrindavan Chandra, he's the moon of Vrindavan. So everybody loves him in Vrindavan. So yes, but in spiritual world, you see the Lord, the Paramatma is not there in the spiritual world. The Lord is there. You can access the Lord directly. Here we cannot see the Lord because of our limited Prabhupada writes, right? We have material vision. So the Lord has agreed to appear in this material form so that we can worship him, material, this thing, archa form. So the pastimes are there. There are different pastimes of the Lord. Like in the Delhi temple, what is the deity called? Radha Parthasarthi, right? Parthasarthi. So he drove the chariot of Arjun. This Parthasarthi. So the names are given based on like different pastimes of the Lord. And are you saying that are there deities in the spiritual world?
Yeah, those exact forms also exist in the spiritual world, Prabhuji. That's my question is because every form looks different. Radha Vrindavan Chandra looks different. Radha Natabara looks different. And then Radha Kalachandaji looks different. Radha Rasabihari looks different. That form is also exist in the spiritual world.
Yeah, so sometimes they are made of white marble, sometimes they're made of black marble, right? Radha Madhav in Mayapur. Madhav is from black marble, but we know his color in the spiritual world, right? That is, what is his color? That is this.
Dark bluish
Yeah. So then
cloud.
we say, well, here our Natwar looks white, but actually it's not white. He, in the spiritual world, is of darkish complexion, right? Bluish black complexion. So why we have, is that what you're saying? The why it's white here?
Yeah, that's also I'm having one question, probably like different colors in different places.
Yeah, in different, but yeah, they're all Krishna only. Krishna can appear in any form, but his original form is Shyam Sundar, his dark complexion. So I why all the deities are not made in the same like with the black marble. Does anybody like to offer any suggestions to this? Because Krishna's original color is. So it would be more better if he would have been like Radha Madhav in Mayapur. So what is the answer? Let me think about it. It's a very. Anybody else has any? Maybe Alankar Prabhu or Radhika or Deepti or Sridhar Priya or Manish Goyal. Do you have any explanation why we use different?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Not sure about black or white marble deities, but even there are Ashtadhatu deities, and then so I mean basically different.
Everything is energy of Krishna only. You're saying that Ashta means the eight. Yeah, it's all energy of Krishna. So Krishna can manifest in any. But she's asking if this, why we have different uh, forms. But that's like somewhere deities are small, somewhere Radha Raman is small, some deities are bigger in size.
Some are made in stone, some from the wood
Yeah, word.
also.
Well, yeah.
So just to add on that, I've heard in several songs as well, them describing Krishna as black, Radha Kyu Gori, Tu Kyu Kala and all that kind. And all the deities that we see are depictions of the pastimes, right? And also naming is also on their pastimes of Krishna.
Yes.
It's more of like trying to depict in a particular form related to pastime. That's what I would think from my understanding. But yeah, you can correct.
Yeah. That's all we can say. I don't know if there is any other explanation.
Also, I think that Krishna is unlimited. He can have many forms. We do not know everything,
Hmm.
right? Even we know any very, very minute fraction of things. So Krishna can have any form, any color.
Yeah, like Radharani is golden in complexion, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is golden in complexion. So we should have that kind of. But sometimes we have white marble deity of Gaur Nitai, right? So of course he can appear in any complexion. That's there. Okay, I cannot. I don't know what else to say. Maybe Preeti like to say something.
I was thinking that the deity is the access of the deity is in the material world, because in the spiritual world, Lord is already there. So there is no, because in the deity form, Krishna appears in the material world and give access to the devotees that you can give me a form. Like, we say the deity, like according to their own, like somebody devotees worship Krishna in any form, in different bhav.
Hmm.
But they give their bhav, like as you're mentioning that Radha Raman. So that's a bhav of Gopal Bhatt Goswami, that he wanted to dress the deity. So Krishna took the form according to the bhav of Gopal Bhatt. But in this spiritual world, Lord is directly accessible to their devotees and is present for every devotee. So there is no need to I mean, that's what I'm thinking, that there is no concept of deity in the spiritual world.
Yeah. No, she is saying that are these forms existing in the spiritual world?
These
What?
names are existing in the spiritual world, of course. And according to the name, and Janish Prabhu is saying, according to the name and pastime, we give the form here.
Yes.
But there are commonalities like the threefold bending form, peacock feather, pitambar flute.
Mhm. Yes.
I mean,
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
he doesn't have a threefold bending form, but
Who?
he has unlimited forms.
Who doesn't have three?
Jagannath.
No. But there is Jagannath, right, in the spiritual world. I don't know. There's. That's Krishna in Dwarka. That's Jagannath.
Yeah,
Separation.
yeah, right. That's why he doesn't have a threefold bending from a flute.
But to Mataji's question, I think the deities not, but the forms do exist. Like, Sri Ram, Jagannath, you said. Those are there, right? In the spiritual realm.
Okay, yeah.
Nrsimhadev. Yeah.
So
Hare
thank you.
Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. Anything else anybody has to say? We'll stop here otherwise. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.